Yeah.
And how's
Make a
the big
motion.
sister adapting?
You're all set?
Good.
Good.
Yep.
She loves it. Oh, good.
All right. Agenda, meeting of Scituate Board of Health, Monday, February 11th, WPA Building, North Scituate, 6 p.m. Make a motion to accept the agenda.
Second?
All in favor? Aye. All right, good, bless you. Now we're all getting sick. Discuss and vote septic system design hearing for 87 Glades Road, review and comments of revised septic system designed plan with homeowners, request for installation of septic system requiring local upgrades and variances. So if you guys want to come up, state your names. We don't have a mic, so.
I'm Doris Crary, the homeowner of 87 Glades Road.
Okay.
I'm Jeff Assett, civil engineer with Wilson Engineering.
All right. You interested too in this?
I'm the real estate agent.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. No.
And the driver.
There you go.
All right, so I believe James from my office was at the last meeting. It was on January 14th. And my understanding is that you were to approve the local upgrade and variances pending administrative review.
Yeah, right, because we had just gotten the revised plan that day. So it hadn't been gone out to review the new revised plan. So we had sent out the revised plan after the meeting, so it was pending that.
Okay. So this is a raise and rebuild, and the existing building footprint is in orange, and it's basically at ground level. It was built in 1920 per the assessor's records. It's an 8-bedroom, 4-unit building. We're proposing to tear it down and rebuild it. We're reducing the number of units from 4 to 3 and reducing the number of bedrooms from 8 to 6. So it's a 25% reduction. And the benefit is it's up on piles to conform to FEMA requirements, and coincidentally now we can put a leaching field under the house. About a year ago they put in a tight tank. It was an emergency repair, and it was always the intent that that tight tank would be converted into a tank and pump chamber to service a new leaching field. So at the last meeting, there were, well, from the email, there were 2 administrative comments. One was to show the maximum area of a conventional system. So I put together this figure. I didn't want to really add more lines to the plan itself. But if you offset the property lines, the abutting septics, the abutting buildings, what you're left with is that area outlined in red, which would be the maximum conventional area. It's 472 square feet if you were to create something that irregular. The item we really wanted to talk to you about is the second comment, which was a request to further reduce the number of bedrooms down to 5. And the benefit would be to eliminate the need for the size reduction variance. You would actually have to reduce the number of bedrooms all the way down to 4 to eliminate that variance. So that just going to 5 would not eliminate that. It's always been kind of the interpretation that I've seen that if you have a house that predated Title V, that you're almost grandfathered that flow. So you could do a repair even at 8 bedrooms in this case. And you have to kind of work with what you have. You have a small tight lot, so you might need more than a 25% or 22% size reduction. In this case, the property owner is voluntarily reducing it to 6. She really doesn't want to go down to 5. I don't see the benefit as far as the regulations, because you still need the same variance. Practically, I have no doubt that this system will work. The material is as permeable as it gets. It's very sandy, cobbly, gravelly. So I'm very comfortable with that. So really the only other alternative would be a tight tank, to continue operating on the tight tank. And as you know, that's DEP's last option.
Right.
So I think this is...
It's the homeowner's last option too, at $630 a month.
So under Title V, Section 405, where they talk about local upgrades and variances, they say that what you're going for is the best feasible upgrade, and I think that's what we have in front of you.
Okay, one of the other comments from the reviewer was that it looks like the septic system for 85 is on the plot for 87, so that reduced the size of that reduced the size of the lot.
Yeah, this is a leaching field here. There are 2 trenches, the box and a tank, and it's servicing the abutting house at 85, they have an easement.
So that is that's on 87's lot, correct?
When I
Yes,
bought
yes.
85 Glades Road, there was no septic in it at all. There was a pipe into the ground to what was a tank, and the tank had, was a barrel, I think, and had rotted away. And it was the Board of Health who we gave them, it was Neil Murphy, and we gave them 3 options, and they picked the one that encroached on 87. We gave them another one that was in front of the house going toward the street. We gave them one in the back, and then they took the one that gave that system the best and most ideal. So I can honestly say I wasn't in love with that idea at the time, but it wasn't anything that, was my first choice.
So you own 85?
Yes, I do. And that was why, because what the Board of Health said to me at that time is they would have allowed the prior person to put something under the house there at that point in time, and a significantly smaller system versus mine, which was a state-of-the-art 3-bedroom system. And
So I think that was what one of the review's comments was that your area now is smaller for the septic system for 87, because you took that piece away.
For 85.
I wouldn't say I took it away, I would say
These
that.
are the options. And that was done a number of years ago, right?
Yes, it was done in 84. And we've never had any problems with it. It's a heavy-duty tank, and I have it pumped, as needed, and, they tell me when I have it pumped, there's nothing in it.
So the reviewer said that so the Board of Health may consider an alternative design which would eliminate the need for increased variance, and the present design increases the 40% maximum allowed for the leaching chambers, and using a 5-bedroom design instead of a 6-bedroom design allows a leaching area to be placed without requiring a further reduction. So why are you saying that it would only make a difference for 4 instead of 5?
I just ran the numbers based on the design flow. If I went from 660 gallons today down to 550, I still needed like a 6% reduction.
But it's still less than what you're...
It's less than the 22, yeah, but you still need the
You
variance.
need 6 instead of 22?
Yeah.
Scituate's such a unique place, and these lots are just, you really got to do what you can do. And, you're maintaining 10.5 feet from the system that's already on the property to the new one.
Yeah, that's because under the local upgrades, it says you can reduce the setback to a property line, but not if it would make the proposed system within 10 feet to the abutting septic.
Right. I know, it's and that's good, I like that, because it gives plenty of separation. And when I was first looking at it, there's a lot of lines on here, and it's like, a trench is a trench.
Right.
Right?
And it's all the same owner, although it's not going to be the same owner.
So did you...
But it shouldn't affect the system. It's got the 10-foot separation. That I like,
Right.
and I can almost see going closer if you had to, but rather not, because you don't want to
So I forwarded...
put too much into that.
Yeah, we thought about asking for that variance, but I'm comfortable with the type of soil here this will function.
So I forwarded Greg the abutters comment. Did you see those?
There was one about bringing in fill, right?
So her concern, her house is 89, and she's less than 3 feet away from 87, in some sections less than that. So she has two concerns. One, according to the current design plan, it lists the proposed leaching field at 4.7 from the property line. It is our understanding that leaching field should be 10. This proposed field is a concern as it would leach into our basement on 3 of our existing structures. And her second concern was that our, is the schedule of elevation for the septic tank number 8 and the leaching field number 9. She's saying these proposed elevations will have a direct impact on our property with the exceptional high tides and flooding we have in this area. Raising the graded level over 3 feet from the existing 7 feet 8 inches benchmark will certainly cause additional flooding and damage to our property as there's no place for this runoff. It will also flood our basement.
That was the,
Yeah.
it's the min-max.
So yeah, that's the min-max. I think it might have been a little confusing. There is a little bit of fill coming in, but it's at the very, very back, it's coming up about a foot. Actually, less than a foot. Closer to their house, the grade's coming up maybe 3 or 4 inches. I think she's looking at the min-max. I'm thinking we might fill it to the maximum elevation. And as far as the setback to being with the setback to the property line near her house, we'd be glad to put in a breakout barrier along that property line, which is pretty common practice. Something
It's
we
a
usually
breakout
do.
barrier.
The rubber barrier that usually we put.
Oh, rubber membrane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah,
put it along the property line from the elevation of the top of the chamber down to the bottom of her crawl space.
is that what she has there, is a crawl space?
It's either a crawl space or a basement, she said in the email, I believe.
I heard basement here,
She
but
says
Yeah.
basement.
yeah.
Either way, we'd extend it all the way down to be.
That would be my
bottom of
suggestion,
her
because that's what we
Less
would
flood.
do on any foundation.
So
Right.
you don't have that on
Within
there?
10 feet.
No, it's not shown on here, we can add it up.
Yeah, I would think that would be the proper thing to do. Boy, it's tight in there. I don't know how they're gonna get that in, but I guess when you level the house down, well, the first thing will be to find out if it's a crawl space or a full foundation.
Right.
There is not a lot of room there.
No.
I mean, I'd be afraid of digging that out if they're down 6, 8 feet and you cave in the
They
abutter's
said
house.
something to me about they would put in some kind of a support barrier.
Sure.
Yeah, sure, to keep the sand from moving in,
Sure.
even, as they do the work.
They're going to have to.
Well, that's more of a construction thing. I just see
No,
it.
yeah, 'cause I had spoken with somebody who, tears down the property and who tears down, houses, and they had talked about that they put down things that, and particularly like along the right-of-way, so it could stay open and whatnot,
But they're gonna have to do that even just to get the
to get the
footings in
pilings
here.
in, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think a long time ago, we talked about that when you were probably gonna put the tight tank in. Wasn't it the same abutter that had issues that it was gonna
Right.
come into her
Right.
yard and stuff, if I remember right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
it's such a tight,
It's just a tight spot, that's, yeah.
I mean, originally, I never wanted to put the tight tank in. I wanted to put a regular system out in the back parking area and from the get-go. But if we had done that, there were more, Greg designed it, there were more variances. And the concern was that once we tore the building down, then they could say, well, you can build a better one, because now it can go under the house. So that's how I ended up with my tight tank.
Yeah, it bought you some time and
Yeah,
you can recycle it for this project here, so
Right.
in the long run, it probably won't work out so bad.
Right.
So what would we do if they're talking about, putting in that? Do we have to inform the butter, or do we have to
I don't think so.
just make sure that
no,
it's
she
in the
just wanted
plan?
this to be on record.
Right.
And something was a valid point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're fully supportive, she says, of raising and the redevelopment of it.
Right.
Because the structure, it says disrepair. She just wanted her concerns addressed to see if there was anything else that could be done to help her out.
No, and it was nice that there was an extra set of eyes on that, because
Yeah.
we should have picked that up. That was an oversight, and there should be definitely a rubber membrane there, or a breakout barrier as you refer to, yeah. No, that's the checks and balances, that's kind of why we're sitting here. And that one went through. I mean, I don't have a problem with this, close to this, I don't think. The 10 foot is a pretty good separation. I mean, you think about it, if you had a bigger system, the trenches would be right next to each other anyway, so
Right.
it's, but they are two separate uses. It's just unfortunate that this one went on here. And,
That was the Board of Health.
this goes,
It was a different group.
yeah, well, this goes beyond Board of Health stuff, but it does stick with the Board of Health. Make sure your attorney, when you transfer this property, that there's an easement there
Oh, yeah, oh, no, there
for
is.
that, and the right of repair and all that other
All
stuff.
right,
And
yeah,
it's-
there's gonna be a full access right to, for this, because technically this property right here doesn't have a usage of, I mean, it does, I've already had it put in there, but it'll be.
Yeah, you won't post it,
oh,
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
And I'm giving it full usage, so if they wanna come out of the side here or paint or do something to the
Right.
side of the house, they have the right to do that and notify, so, yeah.
Just be careful how you word it, because those last forever.
I know.
Everybody can interpret what you think is interpreted one way, someone else can
Go the other
interpret it another way.
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah, the lawyer writes it, I don't,
Yeah,
I
well,
read it as many ways as I can.
yeah, so, they all have good intentions, but
Yeah.
that's why, like, we're here with that check and balance. That was a nice
Right.
find right there, and I think that, you know, it's something I should have picked up on, and I didn't see it the last time, and
We should too.
yeah, nobody's perfect, and that's why we discuss things and talk it over and come up with a good solution. So I really don't have a problem with the size in the bedrooms. I think he made a valid point that they've done a lot of stuff here. You're redoing the property, and I can't see, you've shrunk the bedroom size down
Right.
anyway, so I'd rather not see you penalized anymore. You've done the right thing, and by right, you could go the maximum, so I think that I have no problem with the way it is, as long as the rubber membrane is in. Was there any other concerns beyond?
That was it, those were the only ones.
And that should satisfy the neighbor, I understand you
Yeah,
couldn't
so-
be here tonight.
Yeah, so you would just vote to add that barrier, break a barrier in there,
Yeah,
as well as the other things that are on here, so they make sure that they add to the plan, and we can get a revised plan for that.
yeah, and will you follow up with the neighbor as a courtesy call, just to say, hey, this is what we did? Uh,
So is that the,
That's the approved one.
yeah,
So you just have to add the breakdown barrier
wanna read it, or
on the,
I can
on
read
the,
it.
on the last.
we'll just add that?
All right. All right, move to approve the septic repair plan with the following upgrades requested. Request reduction from the required SAS area by 22%. Request reduction from required 5 feet to 4 feet in separation to estimated seasonal high groundwater. Request 1 deep observation hole in proposed disposal area. And with the following variances requested. Request reduction from required 10 feet to 3.7 feet between the SAS and the property line. Reduction in the required 5 feet to 4 feet in separation between the bottom of the SAS and estimated seasonal high groundwater, while allowing a 22% reduction in size of SAS. And also, two, per meeting, to add a rubber membrane or breakout barrier along the property line
Number 89.
to number 89 Glades Road to the required depth after field observation. So, you know, whether that's a, obviously, you know, if it's a crawl space, then we're only going to go down a little bit. If it's a full basement, then we want to make sure that covered all around, so.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and that's, put that there, the last line, because
Yeah, pending Conservation Commission approval and engineer satisfactory revisions to the plan to address the Board of Health administrative review comments. So this will go back through a review. You won't have to come back to a meeting,
we'll just make sure that we get the review.
taken care of by the agent.
Okay.
That's my
Second?
motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank
Yay,
you very much.
I'm happy.
Should we put it back on the conservation agenda for tonight?
I know.
No, yeah.
We got
Why, they have
Oh, you were
meetings?
supposed to be there?
Yeah, we were
It was
supposed
at
to
the
be
same
there
time,
at
it was at
sorry.
6:15, so they were too close. But that's okay.
Well, maybe they're still there. Let them work with it.
Hey,
Thank you
wow.
all.
I know, thank you.
Continue, we can.
I was gonna say, you gotta get that whole thing.
Perfect, perfect, yeah.
Thank you.
Whole notification.
Yeah.
All right,
All right, thanks, have a good night.
Yep.
good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Assistant Director report.
I don't have much to say tonight. Right now, we're working on our annual report for 2018. We have about 4 or 5 new plans that we just got in. We're working on getting ready for the beach season, believe it or not. And Teresa and I are just flat out running crazy.
Nice. Beach season. And that's why when you
It's tough
say
to
that,
get
it
time.
snows.
That's right. Exactly.
Talk about the beach and it snows. Other business, meeting minutes for July 16th,
Okay, so
30th, and August 13th and 27th.
So all 3 of you were at these 2, and Doug and Wendy were at those,
Okay.
so you don't need to look at those. Right? I had sent them to you via email.
Yeah, I think you sent all
This
one.
one I read.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
sent all of them to all of you.
I remember reading it. Yeah, I remember it. You remember that?
Yeah.
On this here, it says, Mr. Mendez said there was a cease on the property, and there was a cease associated with the building. Is cease the, I guess it's just a matter of definition. I've always known it as a cease and desist, but is it called a cease?
I believe it is a cease.
I think so.
Just a cease?
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's usually a cease and desist. That's what it is, that's what it is. And that's why I do remember that kind of being said, but I wasn't sure if it was called cease and desist. Minimal stuff. Well, I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for July 16th and July 30th, 2018.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do you want to make a motion on those two? Or was only us?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes for the Scituate Board of Health meeting Monday, August 27th, 2018. And I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of the Scituate Board of Health meeting for Monday, August 13th, 2018.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, invoices.
Thank you.
Just keep coming.
Yep.
Where's Texas?
Great, thank you very much.
All right.
Anything else? I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the Scituate Board of Health meeting.
Put that in yourself.
Second?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.